Hello students, welcome back. Myself Swati Hegade, chemistry lecturer in Alpha PU College. If you remember, last session we have discussed preparation of ether. This is continuation of this session and this will be the last session on alcohols, phenols and ethers. In this class, we are going to learn reactions of ethers and its physical properties. Ethers are colorless volatile liquids. They will evaporate very easily. So, they are used as solvents in extraction or in preparation of many compounds. Okay, they are colorless volatile liquids and their boiling point is very much less than corresponding isomeric alcohol. If you remember, in my last class during discussion of properties of alcohols, I said that alcohols will be having higher boiling point because of hydrogen bonds present in alcohols. But in case of ethers, this is structure of ether O, R, R dash. You can take either R or R dash anything. And this is alcohol O, R, H. Here hydrogen is attached to electronegative atom. So it will form hydrogen bond. So molecules will be associated in case of alcohols, but in case of ethers, molecules are not associated together because there will be no hydrogen bond. So that boiling point will be less corresponding to the isomeric alcohol. If you compare boiling point of ethers with isomeric alcohols, boiling point will be less. And the solubility is almost equal to alcohol. Lower members are easily soluble in water. They will form hydrogen bond with water. This is ether and this is water O, H, H. Here oxygen will form hydrogen bond with this hydrogen. This hydrogen is attached to electronegative atom. So they will form hydrogen bond and lower members are easily soluble in water. As this group number of carbon atoms in alkyl group increases or molecular weight of ether increases, their solubility will decrease. That is because alkyl groups are insoluble in water. They are hydrophobic. That means they don't want water. They will not easily dissolve in water. They are called hydrophobic groups. So, as this number of carbon atoms in alkyl group increases, their solubility will decrease. Lower members are easily soluble in water and higher members are insoluble in water. Okay. This is about physical properties of ethers. They are colorless volatile liquids. Their boiling point are low compared to isomeric alcohols and their lower members are easily soluble in water. Higher members, as number of carbon atoms in alkyl group increases, their solubility will decrease. This is about physical properties of ethers. Next is chemical properties. Chemical properties. Carbon oxygen bond in ether is not so much reactive. You require high energy to break this bond. So these ethers are unreactive compared to alcohols. Okay. First is reaction involving cleavage of CO bond in ether. This is, you require high energy to break this bond. That means under drastic condition only the reaction will takes place. They will react with, ethers will react with hydrogen halides, with concentrated hydrogen halides. For example, this is an example for ether RO, R dash, general example, take the general example. They will react with hydrogen halide. Hydrogen halide to give ROH plus R dash X. R dash X. If you take hydrogen halide in excess, that means you are going to take more number of hydrogen halides. Then what will happen? This formed ROH. This ROH reacts with one more molecule of hydrogen halide to form Rx plus H2O. this will be the product. If only in limited supply of hydrogen halide, alcohol and alkyl halide will be formed. Alkyl halide. But in presence of excess of hydrogen halide, alkyl halides, 2 molecules of alkyl halides will be formed. You can directly write this reaction like this: RO R dash plus 2HX gives R dash X plus Rx plus H2O. This is the overall reaction. Okay, in presence of limited hydrogen halide, 1 molecule of alcohol and 1 molecule of alkyl halide will be formed, and in presence of excess of hydrogen halide you will get alkyl halide. Okay, let me take an example for this. Take diethyl ether, C2H5O, C2H5. This will react with hydrogen iodide to give C2H5OH plus C2H5I. Here this is symmetrical ether. Here also ethyl group is present, on this side also ethyl group is present. So you can attach hydrogen to any one of this side and iodine to any one of this side. Product will be same. This is ethyl alcohol, that is ethyl iodide. Okay, but if you take unsymmetrical ethers, for example ethyl methyl ether, CH3O, C2H5. If you treat this with hydrogen iodide, what will be the product? To which group hydrogen will attach and to which group iodine will attack? And if you take this tertiary group, CH3, CH3, CH3O, CH3 plus HI. Here also you will be confused where to attach this hydrogen and where to attach this iodine, which alkyl group will form alcohol and which alkyl group will form halide. To know this, you should know the mechanism of this reaction. This mechanism will not be asked in your annual examinations, but in your CET and NEET examinations they will give this question, this type of reactants which will be unsymmetrical. So to predict the product you should know the mechanism. Okay, first now let us write the mechanism for this. I will take this reaction only. After this I will explain mechanism for other reactions. Okay, before knowing the mechanism I will tell you a hint. If primary alcohol is present, primary alkyl group is present on both sides of oxygen, then it follows mechanism will be SN2 mechanism. If primary alkyl group is present on both the sides, it will follow SN2 mechanism. If tertiary group is present on any one of the side of oxygen, if any one tertiary group is present, then the mechanism follows SN1 mechanism. Okay, if both the groups are primary, then the reaction will follow SN2 mechanism. If any one of the reactant or any one of the alkyl group is tertiary, then the reaction follows SN1 mechanism. Okay, if any one of group is secondary, then it depends on solvent condition, whether you are using a protic solvent or protic solvent, the product depends on that. Okay, it may be SN1 or SN2 depending on solvent in case of secondary. Okay, here both the groups are primary. This is also primary alkyl group, this is also primary alkyl group. Here in first step C2H5O, C2H5, this will react with H plus from Hi, hydrogen iodide. So here lone pair of electron will attack here and this leads to the formation C2H5OH plus C2H5. In second step, what will happen? This group can leave, but if this group leaves, it leads to the formation of primary carbocation. You know that primary carbocations are less stable. Okay, because of that reason, this group will not leave. So if it leaves, then the mechanism will be SN1. But here, iodine, which is a good nucleophile, I-, this will attack here and this group will leave. This leads to the formation of the product C2H5OH plus C2H5I. This will be the product. This is the mechanism. Here this follows SN2 mechanism. There is no formation of carbocation. Because of the polarity of the bond, this will attack here. This gets partial positive charge. Because it is attached to electronegative atom, it gets partial positive charge. Polarity will be developed in this bond. Okay, so nucleophile will attack on this carbon and this bond will break. Carbon-oxygen bond will break, leads to the formation of the product ethyl alcohol and ethyl iodide. This iodine, or in case of SN2 mechanism, the product will be formed, or this will attack to sterically unhindered carbon. Okay, there should not be steric hindrance. If you take CH3OCH, C2H5, this is unsymmetrical ether. If you treat this with hydrogen iodide, this lone pair of electrons will attack here and it forms CH3O, C2H5H plus. See here, in next step, to which alkyl group this iodine will attack? I- will attack to which group? This is CH3O, CH3. The structure is like this. Okay, this is sterically hindered. Bulkier group is present on this side. Iodine will attack always from less hindered side. So this iodine will attack on this carbon atom. Iodine will attack on methyl group. So this forms CH3I plus C2H5OH. So this, in case of SN2 mechanism, nucleophile will attack from less hindered side. Here CH3 is less hindered side, so this iodine will attack from this side. This is bulkier group, C2H5. Ethyl group is bulkier group. So because of steric hindrance, this will attack on this side. Okay. So in case of unsymmetrical ether, the lower alkyl group will form the iodide, or lower alkyl group will form alkyl halide and higher alkyl group will form alcohol. If you take tertiary alcohol, this is about primary alkyl groups. If primary alkyl group present on both sides of oxygen, then this will be the product. If you take tertiary alcohols, if any one of the group is tertiary, what will happen? Let me take this CH3, O, CH3. This is tertiary carbon atom. So if it is, I have told you, if any one of alkyl group is tertiary, it follows SN1 mechanism. Why this is so? You have learnt about SN1 mechanism. In SN1 mechanism, formation of carbocation will take place. Here, if carbocations forms here, or tertiary carbocation will be more stable. If positive charge appears on this carbon atom, that will be more stable. Tertiary carbocations are more stable than secondary, which is more stable than primary. In first reaction which I have shown you, both alkyl groups are primary, which leads to formation of primary carbocation. If it follows SN1 mechanism, that is least stable, so that will follow SN2 mechanism. But here, if carbocation formed is tertiary, that will be more stable. Stable carbocation will be formed. So this reaction will follow SN1 mechanism. Here, if you treat this with Hi, hydrogen iodide, H plus, lone pair of electron will attack on this H plus, leads to the formation CH3, CH3, O, H plus CH3. Now this group will leave. This bond will break and this group will leave, which leads to the formation of tertiary carbocation. In next step, it will form CH3, CH3 plus carbocation or positive charge will be formed on tertiary carbon atom and plus CH3OH. In next step, here nucleophilic attack will take place. On tertiary carbon atom, nucleophilic attack will take place. I minus will attack here. This leads to the formation of the product CH3, CH3I plus CH3OH. Okay. In case of primary alcohol, it will follow SN2 mechanism and iodine will attach to carbon or alkyl group containing less number of carbon atoms. Here, if it is tertiary any alkyl group is tertiary, then alkyl halide of that group will be formed. Okay. Hope you understood this. If you take anisole, methyl phenyl ether, here OCH3, this is anisole. If you treat this anisole with Hi, hydrogen iodide, what will be the product? Here it is difficult to break carbon and oxygen bond because it gets partially double bond character. It is difficult to break that bond. It is difficult to break bond which is attached to sp2 hybrid carbon atom. It is sp2 hybrid carbon atom. So here always formation of phenol will take place. OH plus CH3 I will be formed. You will not get the product like this. I plus CH3OH. This product will not be formed because here this bond, you cannot break this bond very easily because here oxygen is attached to sp2 hybrid carbon atom which is difficult to break. Okay. Always phenol will be formed if you treat anisole with hydrogen iodide. Okay. If you take excess of hydrogen iodide, then in earlier cases there we have in both like RO, R dash. If you took excess of hydrogen halide, both this will form halides, but here this product will not be formed. If you take excess of hydrogen halide also, only you will get phenol and methyl iodide. Okay, this will be the product. This will, if you treat this with one more hydrogen iodide, it will not form the product, this product. This product will not be formed if you take excess of hydrogen halide. The reaction stops at this stage only. Okay. This is about cleavage of carbon oxygen bond. Next is electrophilic substitution reaction. The presence of OCH3 methoxy group will activate benzene ring towards electrophilic substitution reaction. This is anisole OCH3. This is anisole. Here this is OCH3. Methoxy group is electron donating group. It increases electron density at ortho and para position. If you write the mechanism, you will understand this. This lone pair of electrons will come here and this will go on this carbon atom. This forms the compound like this. OCH3 double bond plus positive charge here. In next step, sorry, not positive charge, negative charge. This electrons will come here and this electron will move on this carbon atom, which leads to the formation of the product like this. Double bond O plus CH3. Here one bond, here negative charge, and one more bond here. In next step, this will move. This electron will move here and this electrons will move on this carbon atom. So you will get the product like this. Benzene ring, double bond O, CH3 plus one bond here and negative charge on this carbon atom. In next step what will happen? This will move here electrons and these electrons will move back to oxygen. So the resonance structure will be like this. O, CH3. So these are resonance structures of anisole. Here you will get more electron density at ortho and para positions. This is ortho position, this is also ortho position, meta position and para position. Electron density will be more on ortho and para position. So anisole, in anisole methoxy group act as ortho and para directing group and it activates the ring towards electrophilic substitution reaction. Now let us see some of the electrophilic substitution reaction of this anisole. This is anisole O, CH3 like this. Anisole. So first is halogenation reaction. First reaction is halogenation. Here this will react with bromine molecule in presence of acetic acid. Sorry, not acetic acid, ethyl alcohol. C2H5OH. In presence of ethyl alcohol, this will react with, sorry, not ethyl alcohol, this is ethanoic acid. Ethanoic acid. In presence of ethanoic acid, this will form ortho and para substituted anisole. Ortho, para, bromo anisoles will be formed. Here Br plus is, this is electrophile. Br plus is electrophile. You will get the product like this. OCH3 plus OCH3. This is anisole. At ortho position Br group will attach and at para position also Br group will attach. This is ortho bromo anisole and this one is para bromo anisole. Okay. This is reaction of halogenation reaction of anisole. Here anisole will react with bromine in presence of ethanoic acid to form ortho and para derivatives of bromo anisole. Okay. This is halogenation. Next is nitration. This anisole will react with H2SO4 in presence of HNO3. This is called nitrating mixture. H2SO4 and HNO3 are called nitrating mixture. Anisole reacts with nitrating mixture. Here NO2 plus. This acts as electrophile. NO2 plus is electrophile. Here also ortho and bromo para substituted product will be formed. OCH3 plus OCH3. At ortho position NO2 and at para position NO2 group will be attached. This is ortho nitro anisole, and this is para-nitroanisole. Okay. Next is Friedel-Crafts alkylation of anisole. What is in Friedel-Crafts alkylation? You are going to, this is Friedel-Crafts alkylation. In Friedel-Crafts alkylation, you will treat this anisole with CH3Cl, methyl chloride, in presence of anhydrous aluminium chloride. In Friedel-Crafts reaction, anhydrous aluminium chloride acts as a catalyst. So here in alkylation reaction, you are going to treat anisole with methyl chloride, CH3Cl, in presence of anhydrous aluminium chloride. Here CH3 plus acts as electrophile. This also substitutes at ortho and para positions. I'll write in smaller size, plus OCH3 at ortho and para positions, CH3. Alkyl group will be attached at ortho and para position. This is 2-methoxy. What is this compound? If benzene ring is attached to CH3 group, then that is called as toluene. So orthomethoxy toluene. This is para-methoxy toluene. Okay. Next is last reaction is Friedel-Crafts acylation. Friedel-Crafts acylation reaction. Here anisole reacts with CH3, C double bond O, Cl, in presence of anhydrous aluminium chloride. Here acyl group acts as electrophile, CH3, C double bond O plus. This group acts as electrophile, and here also ortho and para substituted products will be formed. I will write the product here, OCH3 plus OCH3. At ortho position, C double bond O, CH3 group will attach, and at para position also C double bond O, CH3 group will attach. So in all these 4 cases, para product will be major product, because at ortho positions steric hindrance will be more. This is also bulkier group, this is also bulkier group. In all these ortho products, steric hindrance will be more. So para product will be the major product in all these cases. This is about electrophilic substitution reactions of anisole. In first one is halogenation. Here anisole reacts with bromine in presence of ethanoic acid. Here Br plus acts as electrophile. Ortho and para substituted product will be formed. Para substituted product will be major in this case. Next one is nitration. Here anisole reacts with mixture of concentrated H2SO4 and HNO3. You will get ortho and para nitro substituted anisole. Here also para will be major product. And next is Friedel-Crafts alkylation and Friedel-Crafts acylation. In alkylation, alkyl group will be attached at ortho and para positions. In acylation, acyl group will be attached at ortho and para position. This is about electrophilic substitution reactions of anisole. That completes your chapter. Hope you understood all this. If you have any doubts, comment section. Thank you.